Hey everybody, today I'm going to show you how to change the brake pads on the Dodge Caravan 2005. So this is the front disc brakes, and obviously first thing to do is jack up the car, make sure it's safe, make sure you have the jack plus a stand under holding it up, and you undo the bolts here, take out the wheel. Alright, so the wheel is off now. I should put it under. Just in case, I have the disc brakes here. Just make sure that if you do this, that the discs are cold, so don't do it right after you've used the car because these get very hot. You can tell this is my pad here. This is one of the pads, and you can actually see how wasted they are. They're done completely. So first thing to do. The way to take out this is we're gonna have to take out this bracket here, so this thing here, and very easy. What you have to do is you have to take out this bolt right here, and there's the one at the bottom also, which is, if I get back here, it's right here. So these two, I believe it's a 12mm wrench you need. Take these two out, and this bracket here, this part here, comes out. Not this one though. This is what actually holds the disc brake. If you need to remove the disc brakes, you have to remove this after, which is right here. But in this case, I won't be removing my discs. I think they're good enough. So I'm just going to be removing this. So what I need is a wrench and a 12mm socket, which happens to be right here. So all it is here, very simple. Let me switch sides here. Alright, so here we are. So I'm going to try to do this while I'm filming. I might have to, no, wrong way. No, right, this is the right way. So you want it counterclockwise. If I was facing the other way, as you see, a little bit of, they're not too hard to take out. Get the one at the bottom here. There we go. Make sure it's nice and tight in. And you pull, and that's it. Take these two out. Get the bottom one. It should come out by hand now. So I've seen different models with different setup here, but it's basically the same thing. It's two bolts you gotta undo to get this part out here. So I got the two bolts, put them away. Alright, so now we have to do, as I said before, is this thing has to come off. Sometimes pulling it off, it's tight, so by hand it's hard, but what you can do is simply put a screwdriver here in between this top bracket here and this one, and just pull it out. You have to be careful. Make sure you're holding it because it's actually connected to the brake line here, and you don't want to damage this. So if you pull this out like this, it comes right out, and I'll just put it up here. Make sure it's secure, and leave it there for now. So now, as you can see, I have my two brake pads here. You have this one and you have this one here. This one is actually not as wasted as this one, but they both gotta go. You have to be very careful because up here you have a little, where is it? Right here you have a little metallic like bracket which the pads slide into. So when you take it out, that thing might fall. Make sure you don't lose it because you have to put it back with the new pads. In my case, the pads don't come with it, obviously, so just make sure you don't lose that piece. If I pull this out, you see it just fell here. So it's simply this little bracket here, and it just goes up here. When we put the other pad, we'll hold it up there, and there's one at the bottom also, right here. So the other side is exactly the same thing, so we just have to remove it. Remove the pad, slide it out, and that's it. This one is actually not that bad. It's it's not being okay. So if we compare, just to show you the new pads compared to the old pads, so you see these are totally like they're huge, they're thick compared to this little. This one is almost done. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and put these, replacing the other ones, and of course don't forget this little bracket here which goes on top. Okay, so I'm ready to put in the pads. One just little side note here, these little, you have these, make sure these are have enough grease in there to actually keep them. They should be easily, like, should be able to pull them and push them in easily. So if not, it would be a good occasion to actually grease them up again, put them back in. Mine, this one here is actually stuck, so I'm gonna have to put in some grease, and then I'll be able to pull in the pads. So here we are. The pads are in. One here, one here. Very easy to put in. Just put them back into the grooves that are here. As I said, the little brackets, little metal brackets, don't forget to put them back. You have this little metal tab here. All this does is when your brakes get wasted, your pads get wasted, this touches the disc and makes them screech, let you know that it's time to change them. Okay, next step is to put this back onto the disc brake here. You'll notice this little part here actually moves in and out, and right now it's out, so I have to use a clamp to push it back in order to be able to fit this back onto the disc brakes. So I'll show you. All you really need is a large C-clamp to push it in. I don't have a C-clamp, so I'm actually using one of my woodworker's clamp, which is here, which I'll set up between the back here and the front. And in the front, I'll just put the old disc pad so I can actually push it in. Alright, so here's my little setup. So as you see, I'm using the old brake pads. And then I put my clamp. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tighten it here. And what this is going to do, it's going to push this part here inside. So once that's all the way in, it's going to stay in. Then I can remove the clamp and then put it back. So I'm going to try to do this while I'm filming. As you see, this little part here is moving in. When it's all the way in, I'll be able to put it back. So here we are. As you notice, this was pushed in, so now I can go ahead and I'll be able to put it back over the new discs. So if I grab this now, and it simply goes into here. This goes back on top. This is where the other screw is going to go, and the one at the bottom here, as you can see. So that's it. Everything is there. So now what I'll do is I'll simply take back my two screws here. The one at the bottom here. That one is in. Alright, so the bolts are in. You just gotta tighten them. And the one at the bottom. This is right there. And that's it. So the brakes are in. Easy job to do. And it's ready to go. Well, obviously, put the wheel back on and you're good to go.